I'm Doc John, the rapper slash vlogger slash podcast maker, and this is about why I was whack as a rapper a long time ago. So, first off, on my first songs for my Unheard 8.0 mixtape, and before that, I just said random things, random phrases, random lines, and all that was rhyme words at the end of my lines, and I put it together and I called that music. Even though it wasn't really music though, it was just me saying stupid random things on beats. Yeah, and I even feel sorry for that looking back, but hey, that was a long time ago, it is what it is. Next. My first mixtape was called Unheard 8.0, and actually it was just called Unheard, the mixtape. But later I came up with 8 additional songs for the already existing core of my mixtape, and because of that, I added 8.0 to the title. But because of that, some people started thinking that I had already made and released the Unheard 1.0 till 7.0 series, even though I never did that nor never claimed that. Some people, because of that, still started thinking that. And looking back, because I added that 8.0 to my mixtape title without really explaining it, I I fueled confusion. I added to the confusion about my mixtape project, which looking back is just bad. Yeah. Next, my old song called Rolling and Rhyming was actually supposed to be called Rolling or Rhyming because you can't roll and rhyme at the same time. It's physically not possible. But hey, I didn't realize that until long after I had already released the song with the title Rolling and Rhyming, which is just stupid. Next, only after 4 years did I start to understand what, or at least partially, what flowing on a beat properly means. Yeah, and also, I don't do that anymore, but for a long time I just read my lyrics off paper, like a news anchor, in the studios where I was recording, and also during my first rap video clip. I just read my lyrics off a piece of paper, and the video clip makers just kept that out of the sight of the camera, but I still did. Man, I should have never done that. So that's my advice. Learn your lyrics out of your head because that's just so much better. Yeah. Also, later I learned that you can't have too many different kinds of beats on your mixtape or album unless it's a compilation mixtape or compilation album. Because if you do, that just causes confusion, and it also causes the fact that your fans might like a few of your songs, but most of them will not like your mixtape at all because it's just a mess. Like there's too many different styles of beats there that don't make up one coherent part. To many people, that's just too messy, and then they won't like your mixtape, even though they do like a few songs on it. Next, in the beginning, I held the mic wrong during live performances. Like with your thumb over the top of your microphone like this, which just degrades the overall quality of your voice and your audio while performing. And that's just a stupid beginner's mistake. And you should hold your mic like this and not like that. Yeah. Next. Also, once I had a song with a nice beat, or at least I thought I had, with a lame intro attached to it though. It was some kind of twisted version of Snoop Dogg's Sexual Seduction song as an intro to that beat. And nowadays, if I would have something like that, I would just throw it in a music editing program and just cut that intro out. But back then, I didn't know that. So I was stuck with that lame intro, and I even was stupid enough back then to live perform that track once with that lame intro, even though I would never do that again looking back. And that also caused the following that during that live performance, I made the entire crowd wait for 30 seconds for nothing, and during those 30 seconds, I was just standing on that stage like a piece of wood, like a tree. I was just standing there doing nothing for 30 seconds, and by doing that and not cutting off that intro in the beginning, I just made an entire crowd wait 30 minutes for nothing. And I basically made that entire crowd waste 30 seconds of their lives for nothing. And that might not sound much, but it's still not a good thing to, cause. And also, when I was done with my live performance back then, some fans came to me and said that with the 30 seconds wait with the intro was really whack, which it was. Yeah. Also, at one of my earlier live shows, I was done with my set, with my track list, and then I just walked off the stage without saying anything after my last song. And that is not exactly professional. And some of my fans later came to me and also told me that was not professional of me. And even though I was still an amateur rapper back then, I took heavy to that, you know? Yeah. Next. The final two. The final two. Yeah. For a long time, I could not rap in sync with my own tracks at all. So if I wanted to, like, let's say a double voice effect on one of my songs or one of my choruses, or double voice effect for my next video clip, my next rap video clip, I couldn't do that because I was too whack to do that. And that isn't the end of the world, but not being able to do so, to be able to rap in sync with your own already recorded songs, that's just, well, whack and inefficient. And if you have that like during a rap video clip performance, that will only cause that to perfect and to finalize your rap video clip, it will take more time, energy, and also money than necessary. Yeah, and usually the longer it takes to record and finalize a rap video clip properly, the longer it takes usually, the more time, energy, and money it will cost you to finalize it. That's just the way it is. And finally, closing off with this one. Finally, I got too drunk once during a rap video clip recording, and although the same video clip scenes in which I was visibly drunk were cut out uh, for the blessing of the audience, target audience at least, my cameraman slash producer of the rap video clip wasn't exactly happy with that. Also, especially because I didn't pay him any extra money, even though because of my drunkenness he had to put in extra work to get my rap video clip done properly. And because of that, there was a moment that he stared at me with an angry look on his face, and he was bigger than me, and a dude of who you know is gangster as well, especially looking at you angrily, who's also bigger than you, that's quite intimidating. And luckily, he was willing to forgive me for that later, and he still produced the rap video clip just fine. But because of my drunkenness, or my too early drunkenness, he had to put in a lot of extra work and time to finalize my video clip and get a good result of it anyway, because of me. And I can understand that he didn't like that at all. But it happened anyway, because I got drunk too early anyway that day. And man, Bush, I'm glad you still forgave me and finished the rap video clip anyway, because I'm grateful for that. And I will never be like that again. Yeah. And my voice is getting dry. It's weekend. I'm gonna get a drink. Have a lockdown party. Yeah. Have a nice weekend, y'all. Boom out.